All right, guys. I saw this on TikTok. Okay. And it says when people think I'm transphobic because I left my husband of 5 years because he's trans. So
I don't know. I guess I'm not woke. Okay, fine. You win with your gay stuff.
So people gave her a little bit of backlash. Now, to be honest with you, I understand if my wife was trans and let's say my wife is a trans man. She's presenting as a woman as now. I married her when she was identifying as a woman and presenting as a woman. I don't know if I'd be able to be with her. That's nothing against trans people. I just don't think that I could do that. Okay, I didn't sign up to marry a guy. All right, I signed up to marry a woman. All right, so I agree with her. I don't think she's transphobic. Anyway, I'm curious about the story time.
So he told me in the
if I could find it.
Okay.
I guess it says respect her pronouns. Actually, let's watch this. Apparently, because they said it was their husband instead of their wife. I think it's kind of fair for them to say husband to give us the context of the situation.
Okay. I made a video about this, but I can't find it, so I'm pretty sure my toddler deleted it.
Your toddler deleted your video about their other parents' pronouns?
So I'll make a new one. My ex-husband, whenever I talk about him, I will use he, him pronouns.
Okay.
And a lot of people are telling me to use she, her pronouns.
I could see why they would ask you that. I would just say them, but...
And like I've said, we have talked about it, and he does not want me to use she, her pronouns until he starts to look more feminine.
Oh, okay. That's fair. So they're respecting the person's pronouns. They're respecting their ex-partner's pronouns there. Okay. That's fair. I mean, like, I imagine the struggle that their ex-partners going through is that, like, they identify as a woman and they're doing their best to express themselves as a woman and all that and transition, but right now they don't feel feminine enough to be called a woman. That's that own individual's personal journey. And if they want to be, if it's a trans woman who's transitioning and doesn't want to be called a woman until they get further along in the transition, that's perfectly reasonable. Okay.
Because he doesn't want to look all man-like and people call him she. He said he would feel weird about that.
Okay, that's fair.
So he said until he starts to look more feminine, go ahead. Same with using his new name, which he's still trying to figure out. I'm trying to help him. So that's why I still use he, him. I'm not disrespecting him because I did ask him, do you want me to? And he told me not yet.
All right, it's totally fair.
This is a good question.
Are your kids excited to have two mommies? Well, if you have a toddler, do they even know what's going on?
I don't know. Our first daughter, she's 1. She'll be 2 in April, so she doesn't really know what's going on.
Okay.
And our second daughter, she's not here yet. She will also be born in April, so
okay.
They both don't know what's happening. So I can't really say they're excited. It's good that he's transitioning now.
That's true.
Because we both agree that...
That'll make it a lot easier to explain to their kids. That's got to be a confusing conversation. Imagine transitioning when your kid's like 5 or even 10. You're there, it's like, what the fuck are you doing? Sis, bro, whatever. That'd be so confusing.
He doesn't now while they're still young. They'll grow up understanding more and be more accepting to where if they were 13 and he just now started transitioning, it might be harder for them. So,
I could see, it sounds like they're getting divorced or whatever, but like they're still friends. I can respect that. I respect that.
So
yeah.
I would say when they start to realize as they grow up, yes.
Okay.
But, I can't speak for them.
I have a question for you. How do you feel that you made your partner trans? I'm just kidding. That's just me. I'm sorry. That was a joke.
I'm sorry, I am out of breath. My daughter is getting a new room, and I have been fixing it up, so
Okay.
it's pretty tiring doing that when you're almost 8 months pregnant.
Hey, that's the problem when you have when both the partners are women. Then the women have to do the men's work. I crack myself up all the time. Oh Lord.
That's him.
Oh wow, that's them. Okay.
That's the most recent picture I have. He does.
Right. The real question I would ask is like, is your partner or your ex-partner okay with you showing this? You know what I mean? Because that's my. I would imagine yes if they're friends, but
the only thing that's changed is he doesn't have those snake bite piercings, and his hair has gotten longer.
This is why you can't date emo people. Okay, this is why you should just because they do all this weird shit, dude. Oh my goodness. That's why you just got to marry a Southerner. You're going to be consistent. There's not a lot going on up there if you marry a Southerner, but that's the point. There's not a lot going on up there. They're not going to change for better or for worse.
This is also a very old picture of him, but this is what his hair currently looks like.
That's a beautiful man, a person, I guess you'd say. Okay.
Right now. Maybe a little bit more poofier. And here's another picture. I will get more pictures of him when he starts transitioning.
I fucking love kids. This is
right
stupid.
Now, this is all I have.
Okay. Incredible.
So he told me in the beginning.
If you're comfortable answering, why did you stay with him knowing this? I thought they got divorced. Was I wrong? Oh, they just said that I left my husband of 5 years because he's trans. Oh, well.
When we were getting to know each other. But at the time, I did not know what the word transgender meant.
Wait, you met them and then so you knew they were trans from the start and you just didn't know what it meant, so you left them?
Because I never heard of that word before.
I'm fucking confused.
So I just assumed he just wanted to know what it was like to be a girl for a few days or weeks, and that was it. I didn't realize until
so you're an idiot. I'm just kidding. Okay.
A year into us dating what it actually meant.
You didn't feel like asking? Sounds like a skill issue at this point. Oh my goodness. So you just didn't know what trans meant? You didn't want to look into okay. Well, yeah, at that point it's your fault for that you guys getting a fucking divorce or whatever. So
and I started doing more research and we started talking a little bit more about it. And I didn't want to leave because I still wasn't fully aware. I was like, okay, is this a permanent thing?
Well, I guess the person, their partner going through the struggle didn't know if it was permanent or not. There's probably a lot of nuance here that we don't know. Maybe they were like, I need to experiment. I don't know if it's real. I don't know this. I don't know that. So I'm sure it was just confusing for the both of them. So, but okay.
I wasn't trying to change him. I was trying to understand more. And there would be times throughout the years where...
Honestly, what boy or man hasn't gone, what if I was a girl or woman? I've never done that in my life. There's not a single time in my life that I've ever wished I was a woman. Ever in my entire existence. I see women saying I wish I was a man for a day so I could jerk off and wiggle my wiener around and fuck a girl, but I've never ever in my entire life, and maybe I'm the only one, ever wanted to be a girl. I've never wanted to know what it's like to have a vagina or get fucked. That's gay. All right. I've never wanted to be a girl. That's fucking weird, bro. What are you talking about? Ever. The hell you want? I just cannot agree with you, my brother in Christ. Okay, I cannot agree with you, my brother. I just can't do it. I just can't do it. Okay.
He would tell me that he would sometimes force himself to be happy the way he is, and then sometimes he would tell me I have some good days where I'm like, yeah, I'm a man.
I'm really not lying. I would not lie about this. I talk about I I talk about my seminal fluids. Okay, like I literally, there's nothing in this stream is ever too much information for you guys. Almost nothing. Okay, so this wouldn't. If I wished I was a girl, sometimes I would just be saying, "No, I wish I got a fucking dick in my pussy." Blah, 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 blah. Never once in my life. I don't want to be a prostitute. That's another point too. I don't ever want to be a stinky fucking woman. Not all jokes aside, I am happy being a man. Okay. I don't want to be a woman. There's nothing that sounds appealing about being a woman, okay? I'd rather be a fucking dog than a woman. And that's not, I'm not trying to be rude. I've looked at dogs before when I was in middle school or high school, and like, damn, I wish I was a dog so I could stay home. I've wished that before. I wouldn't wish that now, but I've never looked at a woman and gone, I wish I was that, okay? Ever. I know that sounds sexist. I'm sorry. But I've never once wished I was a woman. It sounds horrible. Like, why would I want to be a woman? Especially now that I know, I feel like I couldn't go outside alone, or I'd get hurt. You know. I mean, I'm a 6'4", scary-looking guy. Like, I usually can kind of just go about my. Like, sometimes people look at me weird, but I don't really have any problems. You know. Yeah, I was trans canine. Incredible.
I can do this. I can do this man relationship gender thing. But deep down, he couldn't. About in the 3rd year we were dating, it was becoming very toxic and unhealthy.
But that 3rd year is when you had your when you made the first baby, right? Because like it takes 9 months, and then your kids now 1 now. So why? A
little bit abusive. But then I found out I was pregnant, so it kind of made it harder to leave because there's a child involved.
Should have just yeeted that fetus. Yeeted that fetus, man. Sad stuff, but true. Sorry, I know that's insensitive.
And then when I got pregnant again, I was like, okay, I definitely can't leave. Like, I'm unhappy. Our relationship is so unhealthy. He's not happy with himself. I'm not happy with where we're at. There's another child involved. So that's kind of why I stayed with him throughout those years.
Okay.
Knowing that he was the way he was. If I knew in the beginning what that word meant, I don't know if we would have ever dated. But we did. And those are pretty much the reasons why I stayed with him for so long. Because, one, he was my first relationship.
That's it. There's your answer. Why'd you stay with him knowing this? It was your first relationship. And that first relationship, I feel like, at least in my experience, feels like it has to be the only relationship. I have no idea why, but it feels like, you know, like for some reason, like you're just a big idiot in the first relationship. It was their first relationship. That's why they stayed together. That's as simple as it is. Everything else was a cope. I understand that, but you done goofed, girl.
And I was excited.
But you know what? God bless them and their parents, their kids and stuff. Good, you know, good for them.
Again, kids were involved. So it wasn't like...
It sounds like they'll still co-parent, which is good. So that's nice.
Okay, bye. Never seeing you again. And because it was toxic and abusive, and a part of me was scared to leave. Mm-hmm. But we are all good now. Mm-hmm. He's transitioning. Mm-hmm. He's happy. I'm happy. Getting ready for this baby.
Okay. Yep.
And our relationship has
never
been better. So he told me in the beginning...
Incredible. Okay. This is another explanation. Why? Didn't we already get this? When people, it's another. We already got an explanation. Why do we need another one?
Okay, if I knew that video would blow up, I would have explained a whole lot better in the description of that video. So let me explain, because a lot of people are getting confused. My fault.
Yeah, like your ex-husband. I'm sorry. That one was a little over the line. I think I've hit my transphobia quota for the day. Sorry.
Okay. I'm straight.
Same.
I
mostly
am 100% straight.
I'm rocking like a solid 90, maybe 85% straight. So.
He was straight when we got together. He is bi now.
Yeah, why are you making this in the bathroom?
No. But he is the one that's transitioning into a girl. So it's not... I'm not bi or lesbian and he's not transitioning into a woman to male. It's male to female. So a lot of people are getting confused with that.
Well, it's boy to like man to woman, male to female is like dated because female technically, and I think male as well, is the anatomy. It speaks to your biology, but that I understand what she's saying. It's not that big of a deal.
Just wanted to clear that up in the air. Oh, and I will also say this. I made a video about this, but he is still going by he, him pronouns. Until he is transitioning into a female, because he's told me it would be weird for him if someone came up to him and was calling him she, her, and he's all masculine.
I would never want anybody to call me she, her. That is just a mouthful. Call me by my name. She, her? That's weird. Like a failed, like She-Ra. It's like a failed He-Man character.
And like he would not
she,
feel
her.
comfortable with that. So I am not being disrespectful. He told me
I am. Sorry.
To just say he, him until he is ready. So until he's ready, I'll use whatever pronouns he wants. But for now, it is he, him. Same for his name. I'm actually helping him try to find him a new name. If anyone has any idea.
I have an idea. Ask that guy's parents, that person's parents. Okay, I'm going to live and die on this. All trans people should be asking their parents what to name them. It was never your fucking choice. Okay?
Comment, because we're kind of having trouble because nothing is sticking to him.
Yeah. Well, have you tried glue? Okay. Well, that's enough of that.
I want Papa Gut to pee on my face, but just as a friend. There's nothing weird about that. I want him to pee on my face.